enough sky. What am I the thorn in your eye? Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I the thorn in your eye? Too much sun and not enough sky. I've lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I the thorn in your eye?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 32 of Season 2 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, and it is the 6th race in the chase for the championship. So this is the first race of the second half of the chase for the championship. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Talladega 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. This is going to be an exciting race, and this race is going to be a game changer potentially for the chase points. As we take a look at the chase standings heading into this race, David Rivera extended his points lead up to 18 points over both Austin Talley and Gabe Williams, 19 over Seth Cole, 20 over Mason Bromer, 21 over Chase Oliver, 24 over Betty Johnson, and 25 over Charles Jackson. So it is 25 points separating first through 8th in points. Still, anything can happen. And the chase drivers in the points that are in order and where they stand in points is David Rivera, Austin Talley, Gabe Williams, Seth Cole, Mason Bromer, Chase Oliver, Betty Johnson, Charles Jackson, Parker Wright, Joshua Collar, Jessica Sheldon, Hunter Bell, and Chris Washer. So that is how the chase standings are heading into this race. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a look at your starting lineup for today's race at Talladega. Well, pace car pulling into pit road. Your front row is Zachary Fitzwater on the pole with Kyle Matthews second. Kyle Matthews knows how to get it done on plate tracks. He won the Daytona 500 earlier this season. Let's see what's going to happen here at Talladega as we are getting ready to go green. And they're going boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. As they are now crossing the start-finish line, already 3 wide for the lead. Zachary Fitzwater, Kyle Matthews, and Alex Hawkins was up there, but now it's settled back to double wide. As we look back here, they are going 4 wide with Alex Hawkins, Alex Pedro up in the high groove. Now remember, with Talladega, they can go 4 wide and keep it together. It's just they can't be leaning on each other. Otherwise, problems will brew. As Trent Dunham's going to go to the lead, as he's got Checo Knight pushing him to the front. As we see 4 wide racing still going on around mid-pack. And they're doing pretty good with it. Now here comes Checo Knight to the bottom. Will he be able to lead lap 1, or will Trent Dunham lead the lap? Dunham got him by about a half a car length, so Trent Dunham leads lap 1. Meanwhile, Checo Knight is on the bottom trying to get to the lead. Meanwhile, let's take a look at see what's going on around the middle of the pack, where these cars are going 4 wide for the most part. We're actually going to go to our helicopter camera to look at the action, as it's now pretty much settled out to 3 wide. It's now 3 wide for the most part among these drivers. No really 4 wide racing. Meanwhile, we go back up to the front. Checo Knight is your leader. We're seeing some good racing so far here in the early goings of this race. Back here at the back of the pack. Oh, wait a minute. Are they going to go 5 wide? Okay, I thought they were going 5 wide. I was going to go up there and see what was going on, but never mind. Back here, 2 cars who are at the very tail end of the pack. Annie Thomas and Eric Burden battling for the 41st spot. Oh, and we got the wreck happening. And David Rivera's in at points leader. Parker Wright, Preston Ford. I see Michael Norman was in there. Brody Talley. Chase Oliver, a chaser. Austin Talley was in there. Kyle Matthews. PJ Williams. Cody Lamas was in it. Alex Pedro. Gabe Williams was apparently in it. Zachary Fitzwater, the pole sitter, was in this. Chris Washer, a chaser. Mason Bromer, a chaser. Charles Jackson, he got some side damage. Other than that, he got through rather all right. Alex Hawkins was in it. Michael Norman, Rue McIntyre, Austin Talley. Joshua Collard, another chaser, was in this. Matt McIntyre looks like he got a piece of it. Parker Wright, I saw him get up on top of the wall along the press floor. There's Brody Talley. Danny Wells, who comes in dead last in points. Ryan Anderson Jr. Annie Thomas was in there, so was Preston Plord. But Jekko Knight is your leader, though. Look at the list. Look at the amount of cars that are on track. Not very much. So this was a big wreck, and a lot of chasers were involved in this. So we're going to take a break while we're under the caution. Let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Talladega as the big one has struck. Well, here's a look at what happened. It all starts on the backstretch, and it looks like they were going 4 wide for third. It looked like Dylan Thero got a little tap from behind from Henrietta Fitzwater, which forced him down into Ryan Anderson Jr. into Hunter Bell. And then they just came up and everybody piles in. Parker Wright, Preston Plord, both on top of the wall, while Parker Wright rode the catch fence on all 4 wheels, riding that catch fence. And look at all the cars that were just in there. So many. Let's rewind and get a good vantage point one last time. Watch the 36 of Henrietta Fitzwater. It looked more like contact with just the 51 and the 17. I don't think Fitzwater started that. But there you see Ian Dutta was in there as well. Joshua Collard, he gets piled in. Sam Young was in this mess. Eric Burton was in there. Just so many cars got involved in this match, or in this mess, that this was just a crazy wreck. This is one of the biggest wrecks I've ever seen. But watch Parker Wright up into the top of the wall and riding along the catch fence. Preston Plord, how does the 42 get up against the wall like that? We're actually going to go to our TV1 camera for this angle. There you see the 22 and the 51 are down on the apron, but look, yeah, he got slammed up against the wall just like Parker Wright did, except he got the rear of his car up against the catch fence and about took out that caution light. But yeah, just look at all the cars. There you see Michael Norman was in there. There's David Rivera, the points leader, was in that. Though he doesn't have too bad of damage, I think he is going to be able to continue, possibly. Sonny Hammond was a car that was involved in that. Just look at all these cars. Alex Pedro, Gabe Williams, who was another chaser. It looks like they made some contact with other cars trying to avoid. Let's see. How does the 10 get damage? He turns up in front of Austin Weiner. Oh, into the outside wall. Hard. Gabe Williams, actually, I don't think he was involved. I don't see any damage on his car. Though he was coming down the pit road, and maybe he had a tire go down. I'm not all that sure, but wow. That was a big wreck. As there you see a battle for the lead coming to the stripe with Dylan Young and Jekko Knight, but I think Jekko Knight got the lead by about a bumper. Let's see where Dylan got scored at that time. I believe he scored second. Yes, he is. So Jekko Knight will be your leader on this next restart. And speaking of which, let's take you to the restart. Well, we've got a long list of cars out of the race. We are down to half of the field left. Half of the field is out, half is left. And the drivers who are out are Alex Pedro, Austin Weiner, Eric Burden, Zachary Fitzwater, Mason Bromer, Rue McIntyre, Joshua Collard, Matt McIntyre, Parker Wright, Brody Talley, Danny Wells, Ryan Anderson Jr., Sonny Hammond, Preston Plord, Hunter Bell, Cody Lamas, Ian Dutta, David Rivera, the points leader, Chase Oliver, PJ Williams, and Annie Thomas. Those are the cars out of the race. That is half the field. We've got half of the field left on track without any or significant damage, but maybe some scrapings. But Jecko Knight is your leader. Second is Dylan Young. Third is Trent Dunham. Fourth is Seth Cole. Fifth is Tommy Mooney. Sixth is Betty Johnson. Seventh is Jessica Sheldon. Eighth is Henrietta Fitzwater. Ninth is Dylan Thero. 10th is Ken Thero. 11th is Justin Talampas. 12th is Theo Stegall. 13th is Alex Hawkins with no hood. 14th is Barney Taylor. 15th is Chris Washer. 16th is Charles Jackson. 17th Kyle Matthews. 18th Sam Young. 19th Michael Norman. 20th Austin Talley. And 21st is Gabe Williams. And since there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars, 9 additional cars that were wrecked, that makes it about 31 cars, or no, 30 cars that were involved in that wreck. So that is the biggest wreck we have ever had in NASCAR Walmart Cup Series competition. That is just astonishing. But here we go. Green flag is back out. 30 cars wrecked, but 9 of those wrecked cars are still on track. And it's 21 cars left in the field. And here we go with 22 to go. So we're not even halfway through yet. And this race is looking to come down to probably at least, I would say, 12, 13 cars that are going to go at it for the win up here in this lead pack, as some cars are not up to speed and are falling back. But Jecko Knight is still leading. Trent Dunham going to the middle. He's stuck in the middle between Dylan Young and Betty Johnson, who is the highest running chaser at the moment. Now she's going to go to the lead. Speaking of chasers, we're going to take a look at the list of drivers who are out of the race again and see how many chasers were in that are out. Mason Bromer is one, Joshua Collard's another, Parker Wright's another, Hunter Bell was another. Oh, and we got a big wreck again. Oh, Betty Johnson up into the catch fence. Oh my word. Oh my goodness, Trent Dunham. Who was that who hit him? I think that was Alex Hawkins or somebody. But another big wreck has just happened. We are not going to have very many cars left in the track. And Betty Johnson I saw go up into the catch fence. Oh my word. That was a scary ride for that 99 car. And a crazy ride for that one of Trent Dunham. And this is the battle for the lead between Tommy Mooney and Dylan Thero. Who's going to get it? It looks like Thero's going to get it by about a bumper. So we have a new leader, Dylan Thero, up at the front. But oh my goodness, I am worried for Trent Dunham and Betty Johnson. But Betty Johnson actually was able to drive away from that mess. So that was a good thing. Okay, I managed, there was some difficulties going on for some reason with the race, but I managed to fix it. Now we're back to where we left off, and we just had a big wreck where 2 cars hit hard and had wild rides, Betty Johnson and Trent Dunham. Now we're probably now going to have probably only 5 cars or so that are going to be able to race for the win, maybe even just only 3. It depends on how they're going to be up to speed, but more cars are going to be out. But let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the second time today here at Talladega. Well, here's a look at it. They were racing pretty well up at the front, and it looks like Henrietta Fitzwater comes up into Tommy Mooney and into Trent Dunham. And then look at Betty Johnson. She goes through just like what Parker Wright Preston Floor did, except she got stuck into the catch fence. But watch Trent Dunham. He's the one going to take the worst end of this. Right in the driver's door, and he flips over top of Jessica Sheldon. And he's going to go for a wild bunch of barrel rolls. Jecko Knight was in there. So was Dylan Young. So many drivers in this wreck. Now, we're probably not even going to have more than like 10 cars left in the race. So this race has taken a toll on quite a bunch of drivers. But let's take a look at a couple of onboards. We're going to go on board with Trent Dunham, Betty Johnson, and Alex Hawkins. On board with Trent Dunham. This is going to be brutal. Wow, you saw a clear shot of Johnson up in the catcher at the net right there. Through all those flips, the camera only staticked once. On board with Alex Hawkins, and there you see the wreck happening up ahead. Watch this hit. Hard into Dunham's driver's door, and it immediately caused that car to die. On board with Betty Johnson, who was the leader at the time. And while the ride up into the catch fence, and then comes back down on all four wheels, and actually is going to be able to drive away from that, though I don't know if she's going to be able to finish the race or not. But nonetheless, let's take you to the restart. Well, look, that is the amount of cars left in the field. We don't have much. Only 11 cars left in the race. 11. After the first wreck involving 30 cars when 21 were still left on the track after that. Then we get another wreck that takes out 10 cars. And the list of updated drivers list out of the race are Austin Talley, Ken Thero, Betty Johnson, Jessica Sheldon, Trent Dunham, Jecko Knight, Seth Cole, Barney Taylor, Michael Norman, and Alex Hawkins. So, yeah. I am still in disbelief that that many cars are left on the racetrack. 11. 11! But this is going to be interesting to see who is going to win this race, because to my estimation, there are probably only going to be about 6-7 cars that are going to be up to speed and still running. Maybe even just 5, but Dylan Thero is your leader, second is Tommy Mooney, third is Charles Jackson, fourth is Sam Young, fifth is Kyle Matthews, sixth is Chris Washer, seventh is Theo Stegall, eighth is Henrietta Fitzwater, ninth is Gabe Williams, 10th is Dylan Young, and the last car on the field is Justin Talampas. As I look through these cars, there are only 2 cars, actually make that 3. 3 cars up in this top 11 pack that are in the chase that are still on track, and that is Jackson, Washer, and Williams. Gabe Williams could prevail and get to the points lead, potentially. Then again, I don't know if he's going to be able to because he has Austin Talley. Well, he might. It depends on what's going to happen. But here we go. Green flag is back out with, I believe, 16 to go. 16 to go here at Talladega. Who's going to win this race? As there's going to be some cars that are not up to speed, some that are. But Dylan Thero is your leader, and he's got a good start, and he's up ahead of Tommy Mooney. But I'm just still in complete disbelief that I still can't believe that that 11 cars are left on the track. Charles Jackson appears to be up to speed after being in that first wreck by sustaining some side damage, and he's up here battling for the lead with Thero and Mooney. As now here comes Tommy Mooney to the bottom with help from Charles Jackson. Kind of weird that Jackson wouldn't go up to help out his teammate Dylan Thero, but Tommy Mooney is your leader, and Tommy Mooney's a man on a mission to get his first win after a heartbreaking second place finish last week at Atlanta in his home track. This track is a close racetrack to his home, Talladega, Alabama. So this would be a good victory for him if he can win at the second closest track to him of Talladega. It's either Talladega or Bristol. I believe Bristol, Tennessee is one of the closest ones to him as well. There's a lot of tracks that are close to Tommy Mooney, so around that southeastern region. But Tommy Mooney is up at the front, and he's going to lead this lap, as it is 14 to go here at Talladega, so we are halfway through. Let's take a look and see how the cars that are left are running at the moment. As Tommy Mooney's your leader. Second is Dylan Thero. Third is Henrietta Fitzwater. Fourth is Charles Jackson. Fifth is Chris Washer. Sixth is Sam Young. Seventh is Justin Talampas. Eighth is Kyle Matthews. Ninth is Theo Segal. 10th is Dylan Young. And 11th is Gabe Williams. And Gabe Williams doesn't have any damage, but he's only going 161 miles an hour. So he apparently has something wrong with his car, though I didn't see him get into that first big wreck. He might have lost a gear. He might have lost third gear, and he had to go to fourth gear. So he's going to probably have to try to go down pit road to get that fixed if he's going to be able to get back up to speed. Dylan Young, clearly not up to speed. He's only going up to near 175. That's because he got some pretty good damage from that last wreck. Theo Segal is going up towards the 185 margin, but he's got a lot of rear end damage after being in that last incident. Same for Kyle Matthews and Justin Talampas, though Talampas doesn't have any damage. It's just he lost a draft. Sam Young has rear end damage, but he appears to be up to speed. Chris Washer, who was in that first wreck, he had some front end damage and some cosmetic damage, but he apparently got it fixed, and he's up to speed, running up here in this front pack. So this win is most likely going to come down to one of these five: Thero, Jackson, Washer, Mooney, and Fitzwater. As Dylan Thero is your leader at the moment, with less than 12 to go here at Talladega. After what has been one of a historic race, because only 11 cars are left on the track, and we had the biggest wreck we have ever had in Walmart Cup Series competition of 30 cars involved, but 21 of those 30 cars retired. Then we had another wreck where 10 cars were taken out, and now we're down to 11 cars, but only 5 of them are racing up here at the front. Some who are up to speed are losing the draft and not getting much speed in their cars, running towards the back. So I would say we have a good 6-7 cars up to speed, but only 5 of those cars are running up here in this lead pack. As there is Gabe Williams, who's just now in between 3 and 4, while Thero is entering 3, and now here comes Tommy Mooney back to the bottom to try to get by the 17 of Dylan Thero for the lead once again. Now you gotta wonder, when will these cars have to pit? And as I say that, Henrietta Fitzwater's coming in the pit road. So these cars will have to make a pit stop at some point. As it's 10 to go, they will have to make one last pit stop to make sure they're good to go on fuel. And after those pit stops, it's going to be hard to tell who's even going to win this race. And they are getting closer and closer to that 33 of Gabe Williams. So this could stir up some problems for these drivers up at the front as to if Gabe is going to hold anybody up. As Tommy Mooney's got a big margin at the moment. He's approaching that 33, and he's getting held up, but he's coming into pit road along with Jackson and Washer. But Dylan Thero's going to stay out an extra lap. I don't know if that's a good idea on the part of the 17, but we'll see, as it is 9 to go here at Talladega. And Dylan Thero is your leader as he is trying to go for his first career Walmart Cup Series win, I believe. I don't think he's won a race yet. So, yeah. There's Gabe Williams back there in the 10th position. Dylan Young, I think he came down pit road. And there he is, and he's now running in the 11th spot. And there's Dylan Thero coming into pit road, while Henrietta Fitzwater, where is she scored at the moment? She is scored in 8th. There is Tommy Mooney, Chris Washer, Charles Jackson exiting pit road. If they can somehow get around the 17 of Dylan Thero when they come around, Tommy Mooney could be your leader, but Henrietta Fitzwater is a little bit faster right now than Mooney, Washer, and Jackson. But I don't think she's going to be able to get to any of them quick enough, though she might get to Charles Jackson, if anybody. And it looks like she will get around the 16, so Henrietta Fitzwater's strategy will only pay off for 3rd place at the current moment. Meanwhile, Washer and Mooney are up here at the 2nd and 3rd spot, and there is Dylan Thero, who was the leader last time by, coming out of turn 2 out of pit road. And here comes Mooney and Washer. I do believe they are going to get around the 17 of Dylan Thero, so it looks like, unless Thero can get up in front and hold up them two in order to keep the lead, Mooney and Washer are going to get around them, but let's see what's going to happen. Mooney's going up to the high line. Dylan Thero, he's holding up Chris Washer, so Chris Washer got held up a little bit, and now Tommy Mooney is your leader now. As when we come to the stripe right here, it is 7 to go here at Talladega. And let's take a look at how the field runs at the moment. It is Tommy Mooney, your leader. 2nd is Chris Washer. 3rd is Dylan Thero. 4th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 5th is Charles Jackson. 6th is Theo Stegall. 7th is Kyle Matthews, who's got his damage repaired. Same with Theo Stegall. 8th is Sam Young. 9th is Justin Talampas, 10th is Dylan Young, and then Gabe Williams, there he is coming out of pit road running in 11th, and it looks like he's got 3rd gear back, but let's see if he's going to be able to get back up to speed, which he hasn't been able to get up there just yet. Either he had a lost 3rd gear, or he has a mechanical problem, because he was only going up to 162 at one point, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to go past it. Let's see, just to be absolutely sure. He's at 160, now 161. Now 162. That was his maximum. Now up to 163. It's only going up 1 mile per hour about every lap, it seems like, so, or every few laps, so I think there's a mechanical problem for that car. As now this battle for the lead is widened to 3 cars. Mooney, Thero, and Washer. Thero is sandwiched in between 2 Hendrick cars. Mooney and Washer is the highest running chase car at the moment. Then it's Jackson in 5th, and Gabe Williams in 11th. Those are the only chasers left on the field still going, as the other chasers are out of the race. All the rest of the 10 cars out of the race. Meanwhile, Mooney, Thero, and Washer running single file within each other. I think there's a strategy for these cars to not waste their time going for aggressive moves just yet. But now they're coming to the stripe to take 4 to go as Dylan Thero's going to try to make a move on the bottom. But it didn't work. Washer tried running the high line, but it didn't work. As long as Tommy Mooney doesn't make any mistakes, he might be able to win this race, but Thero is there, and so is Washer. It depends on what happens. I don't know if Mooney's going to be able to get past by. Meanwhile, let's take a look and see where Henrietta Fitzwater is. There she is, only going up towards 185. So is Charles Jackson. It's because they lost a draft. They are not able to get up to speed quick enough. Meanwhile, Sam Young and Justin Talampas are battling for the 8th spot, while here is Theo Segal and Kyle Matthews battling for 6. And there is Gabe Williams. And oh man, they have caught Dylan Young, and Dylan Thero is gotten held up by Dylan Young, and Chris Washer got a little bit held up. Now Tommy Mooney's got a bigger lead, but that's not really a good thing, but it is 2 to go, and now they are approaching Gabe Williams again. As long as he can get around Williams, and if Williams holds up Washer and Thero, Tommy Mooney's going to be in good shape. Let's see. He's holding up Thero and Washer, and now they're both going to go around. Wow, they lost a lot of speed and a lot of time on that 48. Oh, Washer about got into the 17, almost turned them. That was a close call. Now Dylan Young, I guess after getting some drafting help a little bit, he's a little bit more faster now. So was Williams, but still Williams ain't up to speed, and Young isn't totally up to speed. But the white flag is out for Tommy Mooney, and he's got a huge lead. Let's see how the margin was. 2 seconds over both Dylan Thero and Chris Washer. So as long as Mooney keeps it together, Tommy Mooney's going to be your winner, and he's going to get his first career Walmart Cup Series victory. There he is coming off of 3. And now we got a battle for second. We need to keep an eye out on this. Chris Washer, Dylan Thero. Washer's to the bottom. If he can clear to 17, he's going to get the 2nd spot. And Washer is down there to the bottom. Meanwhile, coming to the checkered flag, finally gets his first career win at redemption from last week. Tommy Mooney's going to win the Talladega 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. And wow, that was close, but Chris Washer gets 2nd. So Hendrick 1-2 at Talladega. What a race, a record race due to the big wreck we had in the beginning and the amount of cars left with only 11 running at the end. Speaking of which, let's take a look at your official finishing results. Tommy Mooney gets his first career Walmart Cup Series win here at Talladega. Congratulations to Tommy Mooney. Chris Washer, who is the highest running chaser, finishes 2nd. This could be big for him in the points if he can potentially get himself back up in the mathematical contention. Dylan Thero gets a solid 3rd place finish. Henrietta Fitzwater comes away with 4th, and then the 2nd highest chaser was Charles Jackson in 5th. He could get to the points lead potentially, depending on where drivers ahead of him and points finished. We'll see the points once they come out at the end of this video. Theo Segal gets a good 6th place finish. Kyle Matthews gets 7th. Justin Talampas gets a solid 8th place finish. Sam Young 9th and 10th. and it was a lap down, was Dylan Young, and then the last car that finished 2 laps down was Chaser Gabe Williams. Everybody else behind them was out of the race due to the 2 wrecks we had. Austin Talley, Ken Thero, Betty Johnson, Jessica Shelton, Trent Dunham, Jecko Knight, Seth Cole, Barney Taylor, Michael Norman, Alex Hawkins, Alex Pedro, Austin Weiner, Eric Burton, Zachary Fitzwater, Mason Bromer, Rue McIntyre, Joshua Collard, Matt McIntyre, Parker Wright, Brody Talley, Danny Wells, Ryan Anderson Jr., Sonny Hammond, Preston Blord, Hunter Bell, Cody Lamas, Ian Dutta, David Rivera, Chase Oliver, PJ Williams, and Annie Thomas. So that does it for our coverage at Talladega. The next race we run, I am going to take a look at the schedule once again for the rest of the chase. The next race we run is, oh man, another game-changing race. It's Thornton coming up next. But until then, here is your results, rookie points, chase points, and regular points. But until we get to Thornton, so long, everybody.